Most people don't fail because they can't. They fail because they stop choosing to try. And honestly, boys and girls, I almost became one of those people. Okay, everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm out here on this thing called the internet and this thing called YouTube, and I'm choosing to start. It's a wild world out there these days, and honestly, it's tough times. And I think this is my way of giving this thing called YouTube a shot. So let's see how we go. As a quick note about me, I've been a gamer my whole life. I love games. I've played thousands and thousands and thousands of hours, and Call of Duty is definitely one of my favorites of all time. But more than that, I love building stuff. I'm someone who's a creator by heart, and has now spent my career in the financial technology industry, building software and doing all sorts of crazy stuff like that. I wanted to make this first video about something that's really been on my mind recently, and it's really more thematic to where we are in the world today. And this, as of recording this, it's April 7th, 2026. The world is dominated by AI and fear and layoffs and global conflict, and it's absolutely brutal out there, especially if you're a younger person like myself who's navigating the waters of life in career things. I wanted to set the stage, if you all will, and really think about where we're all at. So comment below if you've been in this situation before. Imagine you're in an office and everybody around you is just miserable and being talked about being replaced by AI, or your boss is scheming to lay people off or whatever, right? Kind of a little extreme case has been not so much with the AI, but there are some crazy managers out there, that's for sure. But the real fears in humans at the end of the day, we workers of the world do fear those things, and they're valid fears because for some of us out there, there's lots to lose. I noticed from my kind of personal experiences that there are a lot of people that are way older than me who really would honestly complain about everything. And I'm always of the opinion that you gotta complain a little bit because it does help you vent. But they stayed in the same roles forever. They never progressed themselves. They always adapted to just existing in the same chair that they've always been in. And for some people, that's fine and they're okay with that. But for myself and a few of my friends around me, kind of had enough of it, right? It was too much. This is not how we choose to live. And I think that was a huge realization for myself as I kind of navigated the 20s and now into my early 30s here. But the realization that changing and choosing to try is really ultimately a good thing. For a lot of my 20s, I followed sort of the standard default playbook, if you will. Go to a four-year university, work really hard, get good grades, get promoted, do all the right things, quote unquote, and something we'll expand upon in future videos, but that would get me promoted or get me more money or get me more fame and recognition, as if that was a tangible goal. But that's not the reality in which we live in today, and I don't think it's a reality that most of us have lived in, even if our parents tell us otherwise. I think a lot of the challenges that we face today is less about how good of work we do, but more about how others perceive it and how you can kind of differentiate yourself. I think that's a very difficult challenge for younger folks, and certainly I've paid the price over the years for lots of fun mistakes, and we'll go through and talk about all in future videos as well. But it can be really, really misleading, I think is the word I would use. For a long period of time, I really worked toward trying to be a leader and trying to put myself out there more and trying to honestly be the person around the team that wasn't there, if that makes any sense, and see if my mad rambling actually resonates with anyone. But the reality of it is it's really brutal, and I think it can drain a lot on everyone day to day. And I think the way that I've managed to keep going through all this is choosing to try, even in days where, even as I'm recording this, right, feeling really burned out about the world, feeling down on the fact that hard work and time spent and all the good things that I've done doesn't always get you anywhere, everywhere that you think, right? And that can be kind of a hard thing to realize, but it also can really motivate you. And this is sort of the core essence here of doing something about it and choosing to go for it and choosing to be challenged and to keep going. And I think that's a hard thing for folks, especially folks that have been doing the same kind of work their whole life, or 20 years older than me, and think that they know better. And I think that's a reality that I've certainly been faced with, and I think there's a lot of younger colleagues of mine and friends all sort of say similar things. And I think it's something that, it's again April as of recording this, so if you're new to the world of employment, or soon will be, and you're graduating college, congratulations. And at the same time, I would say, I think the working world and the world of your post-college life is going to be quite different than what your parents or older siblings or whomever might have told you. So it's exciting, but also one of those where the best way to keep going is to always choose to try. And yeah, hopefully that advice is kind of a bit of a broad one, I think, for a first video, but that's really the essence of what this is for me, and what we're going to go forward with. And appreciate anyone who sat through and listened to this terrible recording. I'm sure I'll get better over time, but hey, I'm out here choosing to try. We'll see you out there, guys. Thanks.